The phone rings. For a split second, your heart rate spikes. You stare at the screen. You hesitate. In that brief moment of hesitation, 100 questions race through your mind. Who is this? What do they want? Am I ready to talk? Do I sound professional? Welcome to Mastering the Business Call. We live in an era of text. We email, we Slack, we DM. We have built digital walls around us because text is safe. Text allows us to edit, to delete, and to curate our persona. But the telephone is the truth teller. It is immediate. It is raw. And because of that, it is the most powerful tool in your business arsenal. A well-handled phone call can close a deal in 5 minutes that an email chain couldn't close in 5 weeks. It can de-escalate an angry client instantly. It can build trust that text simply cannot convey. But it all hinges on one thing, the beginning. Psychologists tell us that humans form a judgment about a stranger within 7 seconds of meeting them. On the phone, you don't have 7 seconds. You have 3. You don't have a suit, a firm handshake, or eye contact to help you. You have only one instrument, the sound of your voice. In this first video, we are going to master the first 10 seconds of the call. We are going to dismantle phone anxiety. We are going to look at the physics of your voice, the formulas for the perfect greeting, and the subtle art of transitioning from hello to business. By the end of the session, you will not just answer the phone, you will command it. Let's start with the hardware. And by hardware, I don't mean the telephone, I mean you. Many people believe that sounding professional is an intellectual act, that it's about choosing big words. It is not. It is a physical act. Your voice is a wind instrument. If the instrument is bent or compressed, the sound is weak. The most common mistake people make is answering the phone while hunched over a keyboard, compressing their diaphragm. When you're hunched, your breath is shallow. When your breath is shallow, your voice lacks resonance. You sound small. You sound unsure. Here is the rule. Before you pick up, you sit up. Expand your chest. Put your feet flat on the floor. This grounds you. It opens the airway. When you speak from an open chest, your voice carries a natural authority, a lower, richer timbre that signals competence to the listener's subconscious. Now, let's talk about the audible smile. This sounds like a cliche, but it is actually anatomy. When you smile physically, you retract your cheek muscles and lift your soft palate, the roof of your mouth. This changes the shape of the resonance chamber inside your head. It brightens the tone. It adds a frequency to your voice that the human ear interprets as warmth and openness. If you answer the phone with a flat face, you sound flat. You sound like a machine. Try this experiment. Record yourself saying, "Good morning, this is David." Do it with a neutral face. Then, force a smile, even a fake one, and say it again. Play them back. The difference is not subtle. The second version sounds like someone people want to do business with. So, the mechanical connection is this: posture gives you authority. Smiling gives you warmth. You need both before you even touch the receiver. Now that the instrument is tuned, what do you play? Anxiety comes from uncertainty. We freeze because we don't know what to say. The solution is to remove the choice. You need a script. You need a standardized greeting formula that you use every single time until it becomes muscle memory. We have 2 scenarios, inbound and outbound. Let's look at inbound. When you answer the phone, the amateur answers with hello or yeah. This forces the caller to do the work. They have to ask, is this John? Or is this the sales department? You have created friction in the first second. The professional formula is 4 parts: greeting, plus name, plus company, plus offer. Good morning. This is Sarah at Logistics. How can I help you? Let's break that down. Good morning sets the tone. This is Sarah establishes personal accountability. At Logistics confirms they dialed the right number. How can I help you? Gives them permission to speak. It flows. It is efficient. It puts the caller at ease immediately. Now, let's look at outbound when you are making the call. This is where most people stumble. They start rambling. Hi, is this Mike? Hey Mike, it's Steve. I was just calling because, well, we spoke last week. Stop. You sound apologetic. You sound like you're interrupting. The outbound formula is greeting, plus identification, plus reason. Hi Mike, this is Steve from Apex Solutions. I'm calling to confirm our meeting for Tuesday. Crisp, clear, confident. Notice what is missing? I did not say, how are you? On a cold business call or a call to someone busy, how are you? Can be a trap. It forces a stranger to engage in fake intimacy. If you know the person well, fine. But if this is a transaction, respect their time. State your name, state your business. Paradoxically, being direct is often interpreted as being more polite because you are not wasting their time. We have the body language, and we have the script. Now we need to talk about the delivery. When the adrenaline hits, that fight or flight response we talked about, your brain tells you to speed up. It tells you to get the words out as fast as possible so you can survive the encounter. This is the rush, and the rush destroys trust. Fast talking signals nervousness. It signals that you don't believe you deserve the listener's time, so you are trying to cram everything in before they hang up. To sound like a leader, you must do the opposite of what your instincts tell you. You must slow down. Aim to speak 10% slower than you think is normal. Use the power of the pause. When you say your name, pause for a microsecond. This is Steve from Apex. That tiny gap implies that your name is worth hearing. It allows the listener to process the information. If you rush your name, I'm Steve from Apex, you are telling the world that you are unimportant. Alongside pacing, we have volume. There is a specific phone voice volume. It is slightly louder than conversational volume, but softer than public speaking. If you are too quiet, the listener has to strain. When people have to strain to hear you, they get annoyed. They stop listening to what you are saying because they are focusing on hearing it. If you are using a headset, check your input levels. If you are on a cell phone, be aware of your environment. But generally, project your voice as if the person is sitting across the desk from you, not whispering in your ear. Finally, we arrive at the bridge, the dangerous territory between hello and let's do business. This is small talk. Some people hate it. They think it's inefficient. Others love it too much and talk about the weather for 10 minutes. In business, small talk has a function. It is a handshake. It checks the emotional temperature of the room, but it must be contained. I want you to use the two-turn rule. The two-turn rule works like this. You ask a question. They answer and ask you back. You answer, and then you pivot to business. 2 turns. That's it. Let's role play it. Turn 1. You say, "Hi Jane, how was your holiday?" Jane says, "It was great, thanks. We went to the coast. How are things with you?" Turn 2. You say, "Things are busy, but good. Thanks for asking." The pivot. You say, "The reason I'm calling today is to go over that contract." See what happened there? We acknowledged each other as humans. We were polite, but we did not get stuck. We didn't start talking about the traffic, or the weather, or the sports game, unless the client initiates it. You control the transition. You are the driver of the car. If you let the small talk wander, you lose your status as the professional in the room. You become just a buddy. And it is very hard to negotiate hard terms with a buddy. Let's recap what we have built today. We learned that the phone is not just a tool, it is a performance. We learned to sit up and smile to change the mechanics of our sound. We learned the formulas: greeting, name, company, offer. We learned to slow down to gain authority. And we learned the two-turn rule to bridge the gap between social grace and business efficiency. The next time the phone rings, I don't want you to flinch. I want you to physically reset. Sit up, breathe, smile. Pick up the receiver not as a victim of an interruption, but as a professional initiating a connection. The first 10 seconds set the trajectory for the entire relationship. If you win the first 10 seconds, the rest of the call is yours to command. In our next video, we are going to move beyond the greeting. We are going to learn the art of active listening, how to hear what isn't being said, and how to manage the flow of information without ever seeing the other person's face. I'll see you there.